Welcome back. I'm joined by Championship correspondent Pascal Lemire to preview Friday night's match between Fulham and Wigan. Pascal, start with the visitors. Got themselves a new manager after sacking Malcolm McCarthy back-to-back defeats over Easter.
Yeah, I think they've sort of finally got rid of him, and they've brought in Gary Caldwell, no managerial experience, former captain of the club who retired earlier this year because of injury problems. And yeah, you think it's not the sort of appointment that makes you think, right, they think they're going to stay up this season. It's not someone they brought in who thought, right, he might be able to keep us up this season. It's the sort of appointment you think, right, it's a nice appointment for the club. Will Gary Caldwell, it's only on a contract till the end of the season. Maybe they're just giving him a go. If it doesn't work out, they can get someone if they go down to League One. So, yeah, I mean, it's not surprising to see Mackay go. It is surprising how badly he did in his time in charge. Not a single home win in charge while he was there. It's just unbelievable for a guy who took Cardiff up to the Premier League. Obviously, there's been problems off the field with the texting incident with Mackay, and obviously his career hasn't been helped by that. Maybe it's damaged him, and maybe it's still stuck with him to this day, and he's sort of struggled to fully focus on the job. But it is very poor the way they still haven't won a home game since August. Like you say, back-to-back defeats over Easter weekend. Not easy games, granted. Middlesbrough and Derby. I think if you were going to sack him, maybe you could have done it before these two games, because the way they're going, you wouldn't have expected them to get any points from a game against two of the promotion hopefuls. So maybe they could have sacked him a bit earlier if they wanted to make a change. But yeah, both games, they didn't score in either game as well, so that's always disappointing. Just 1 point from a possible 12 in their last 4 games, which leaves them 8 points from safety. With Millwall getting their first win in ages, Wigan now down to 23rd in the table. Obviously Blackpool have now been confirmed as relegated, so 2 spots to go, relegation spots. And you have to say that Wigan, you'd expect them to be one of the teams the way it's going at the moment. Their away form has been good though. I mean, they lost at Middlesbrough, but they'd won their previous 4 away games, so it's 4 out of 5 they've won away from home. So they'll fancy themselves here. Like I said, their home form's been terrible, but away from home they have been doing better, and 3 massive games coming up for them. If they are going to stay up, they probably need 9 points from these 3 games, to be honest. They play Fulham here, then it's Millwall and Brighton, 2 of the other sides above them in the table. So it's 9 points from these next 3 or nothing, I think. They've offered fans free travel down to Fulham, so hopefully there'll be a large contingent of Latics there to sort of cheer on their team. But yeah, at the moment it doesn't. It looks like it's too big a gap to claw back, because only 7 games of the season left and 8 points from safety.
Big game for Wigan. They might fancy their chances against the Fulham side. Not yet safe, only 2 wins from 16 games. Yeah,
they're certainly not safe yet. Like you say, 2 wins from 16 games. Over the Easter weekend, 1-1 at Charlton. They lost 4-1 to Brentford at home, which was very disappointing, because Brentford, that's a West London derby. I know Brentford, they're right there at the top playing good football, in the top 6, Brentford. But yeah, Fulham, I don't think they weren't too bad in that game, to be honest. McCormack scored in both of these games, so that's good for him. But Brentford, all 4 of their goals were just stunning strikes. So on another day, Brentford might not have scored, because, like I said, all 4 were goals that you'd expect to see maybe 1 every 2-3 weeks. But they were all 4 fantastic strikes, and nothing Fulham could really do about those goals. So 4-1 there, and then 1-1 draw at Charlton in midweek. I think that was Charlton went into that pretty good form as Fulham. I think it's not the worst point for them. McCormack scored their first goal, linking up with Matt Smith. I think that's what Fulham would have wanted when they signed Matt Smith, and him and McCormack. Matt Smith won the first header, and McCormack sticks it away. You could see them working quite well together. But McCormack, he scored in both of those games, but he'd been 7 games without a goal before that, just 12 for the season for him. And considering he had 28 last season for Leeds, he was the top scorer in the league last season for Leeds. It hasn't gone quite as well as they would hope, because 11 million they spent on him is a huge amount of money for a Championship player. So yeah, the draw last night took them up to 20th in the table. They're 8 points clear of Millwall, but Millwall do have a game in hand, so that could be 5 if Millwall win that game in hand. So certainly not safe yet, but at the moment it looks like Millwall and Wigan are going to go down, because it's just such a big gap to claw back, and you can't really see either team going on a big winning run.
It's a big game at the bottom. If Wigan win, opens it up nicely. What's your score prediction for this one?
I think Fulham, Wigan, I think they'll certainly go into that. Wigan will know they have to win. They'll throw everything at Fulham, but I think it could be quite a sort of tight game. I can't see too many chances, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Sportsman going for a 1-1 draw.